Yo, look, check this out. I was actually at work earlier and I was listening to this interview by this I'm not gonna say financial guru. He's like a stock trader, whatever you call those people. Day trader, stock trader, whatever. And he was saying, he gave his background on his life and where he come from, how he got started, this, that, and the other. And he was saying, the guy was asking him how did he get the initial money, the initial startup money to start funding his ventures with, stocks and rental properties and things of that nature. And the guy said, well, man, I was a boiler maker working on power plants and I was making good money. So what I was doing, I was taking my money and I was investing my money. He said, really, I looked at my job as my business partner. He said, so what I would do, I would keep my job because I knew one day I wasn't going to have it for long. He said, so my job would be my business partner, and I would take the money from my job. I would either invest it or I would buy properties or whatever I could do. He said, you can only buy so much because you got to live off your paycheck while you work. So he said, so I cut my expenses down real low. I was living he said I was splitting rent with a roommate, and all the extra money I had, I was either invested in the stock market or I'd get a good piece of change and put it down on a property so I could rent it out. He said, and I've done that for years until I was able to actually buy my freedom. And he said, one thing I always remember, he said, people that work 2 jobs, he said they never get ahead in life. He said they never get ahead in life. He said because the only thing you're doing, he said your first job, you already trading your time for money. He said if you go get a second job, you even trade even more of your time for money. And you're really losing because the object is to make money while you sleep, which is possible in real estate if you do it right. And I was thinking on that, I was like, well, this is what I said to myself while I was listening to the interview. I said, well, how is working 2 jobs trading more time for money if you're getting ahead? And as I listened to the interview, he said, you come back in 5 years to that person that's working 2 jobs. They're really going to be in the same predicament, just about. And I thought about something. This is God though. He works a lot of overtime. He works 10 hours, 12 hours, Saturdays, Sundays. Sometimes he'll pull a double and work 2 shifts if he could. And we just got off work. He hung out in the parking lot 30 minutes and he just clocked back in to go get 4 more hours. I said, man, why you clock in? He said, well, I have to clock out to finish my shift, and now I can go back in after 30 minutes to start my other shift. And I thought about something. This guy has been doing this because I used to do it with him. He has been doing this for over 5 years now. And he's right. The guy even told me this out his own mouth. My situation haven't changed. It's not that I'm spending money or blowing money. It's the fact the cost of living is so high. And I'm saying to myself, it's like a rat race. You in it, you stuck. You just got to find your way to climb out. And now listening to the guy that was doing the interview, I understand it. You cannot work yourself out. What he was saying was, you cannot work yourself into financial freedom by punching the clock. You cannot do it. You cannot do it because that company is not going to pay you enough to set yourself up for your future where you don't have to work as much as you currently work. What you have to do is take that money you make it, invest it somewhere. You got to invest that money somewhere where you're getting a whole nother paycheck from it. Whether it be starting a small business, buying a rental property, you have to do something with it. The more hours you work, You're not gonna make that much more money. And what that guy was saying is true. So it's crazy how you see stuff once you sit down and just analyze everything and listen to it.